Good morning Year 2, happy Friday, welcome to Friday's maths lesson. The first thing I'd like you to do, as always, is write your date and skill into your book please. The date today is Friday the 26th of February 2021 and your skill is to compare and order length. I'd like you to write that in now please and then unpause the video when you're ready to start today's maths lesson. Okay, have a little look at these lines then. So we've got 4 different colour lines there. Which is the longest line? Can you tell just by looking at the lines? Can you tell which is the longest? Pause the video and discuss this please. Okay, well done. So hopefully you might have an idea which one is the longest roughly. It's sometimes quite difficult to tell just by looking, especially as they're in different positions and they're maybe because they're at an angle rather than flat. It's sometimes a little bit more tricky. So can you use your ruler, if you have one, to measure each line, so measure on the screen for example, and then compare them, okay? So you don't have to use the symbols, you can just compare them verbally. So for example, the red line is smaller than the blue line, and if you have a ruler, then you'll be able to do that using specific measurements too. So I'd like you to pause the video and have a go at that now, please. Excellent, well done. So hopefully we will be able to tell then that this yellow line is the longest. Excellent. Okay, so Riley asked me to pass her the longest ribbon I could find. How will I know which is the longest ribbon? What could I do to find out what the longest ribbon is? Okay, so talk to the person next to you if you need to. So we could measure them, couldn't we? We could measure the ribbons using a ruler or a measuring tape, for example, to help us find which is the longest ribbon, or we could put them next to each other and compare. So we could start at the same end and see which one goes on the furthest, and that would be the longest ribbon. Excellent, well done Year 2. Okay, so let's learn them. Joy wants to buy some new furniture for her living room. But what does she need to do first? If she wants to buy new furniture, what might she need to know before she goes out and buys lots of different things for her living room? Tell the person next to you, please. Well done. So she's going to have to measure it. So the room is 10 metres wide. She wants a new TV screen that is 6 metres wide and some chairs that are 50 centimetres wide. She's confused about how many chairs she could fit because they're measured in centimetres. Can you help her? What could she do? What would she have to do? Think about your learning yesterday. What could she do? Pause the video and discuss this, please. Okay, so she could convert centimetres into metres. So she could think about how many centimetres there are in a metre. How many centimetres are there in a metre? Well done, there are 100 centimetres in a metre. So she could use that knowledge to help figure out how many chairs she can fit in her living room sensibly. Okay. So what were we doing in maths yesterday then? Cast your mind back to yesterday. What were we doing? Well done, we were comparing and ordering weight. I would like you to tell your talk partner everything you can remember about weight and especially what we did yesterday, please. So pause the video and discuss this now. Today then we're going to be moving on to length. So what do you already know about length? I'd like you to pause the video and have a think about this on your own, discuss with the person next to you or have a little chat with your grown-up, please. What do you already know about length? Okay, well done. So we are going to record our measurements in our book today and we're going to be using greater than, less than and equal symbols to compare length. So just as we did yesterday with weight, we're going to be using those symbols to compare length. So here are my symbols for greater than, less than and equal to. Remind me, which number does the crocodile always eat? Well done, the larger number. It's a hungry crocodile. He's always going to eat the larger number. Let's have a little think now about centimetres and metres then, because this is really going to help us with our learning today. So a centimetre is something than a metre. What do we think could go in that box? Do we think it's going to be less than or more than? What do we think? Well done. A centimetre is less than a metre. There are something centimetres in a metre. What number would go in that missing part there? How many centimetres are there in a metre? Excellent, there are 100 centimetres in a metre. So something centimetres is equal to something metre. What do we think would go in those missing gaps? Well done. So 100 centimetres are equal to 1 metre. Brilliant learning today, Year 2. When we're measuring them, when we're going to be measuring things today and comparing length, what do we need to remember when we're using our ruler? I would like you to pause the video and think about this now, please. Okay, so always start at 0, making sure that your item starts here. If it starts all the way up here, it's going to go 3 centimetres. If it starts here, it's going to be 3 centimetres longer. The actual reading is going to be 3 centimetres longer than what the measurement should be. It's not going to be accurate. Make sure you look at what increment the scale is going up in. And remember to write the unit of measurement at the end. So if you're just writing 5, we don't know if that's 5 chickens, 5 aliens, or 5 centimetres. Okay, so it's really important you write the unit of measurement at the end. Time for your guided practice now then. So let's have a go at measuring a glue stick. Okay, so I'd like you to get a glue stick or another item if you're at home of a similar length. And then next we are going to measure a pair of scissors. Okay, so we're going to measure a glue stick and then measure a pair of scissors. You're going to record your answers in your book using either the less than, greater than, or equal symbol, okay, between the two measurements. So it's going to look like this. If, for example, your glue stick was 11 centimetres and your scissors were 15 centimetres, then you're going to put your symbol in between them, okay? So you're going to put your first measurement here, leave a space, second measurement here, and then your symbol in between them. So here it's 11 centimetres is less than 15 centimetres. Okay, so let's measure them together now. So if you don't have a glue stick or some scissors, don't panic. We're going to measure the pictures here. So how long is my glue stick then? How many centimetres? Well done. 8 centimetres because we started at 0. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 centimetres. What about my pair of scissors then? How long are they? Well done, 7 centimetres. So I've started at 0 and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 centimetres. So if I had 8 centimetres for my glue stick, 7 centimetres for my scissors, what symbol am I going to use? Okay, well done. So I've got 8 centimetres is greater than 7 centimetres. Excellent work in your guided practice today. So, task 1 then of your independent practice. For today's task, we will be measuring a range of objects and comparing them. If you're able to do this at home, so if you've got a ruler or a measuring tape, then you can use a range of items at home and compare them as we did in the guided practice. So you're going to say, for example, you've got a pen, you're going to measure your pen, and then I've got a highlighter here. You're going to be measuring both of them using either a ruler or a measuring tape. And then once you've got your measurements for the two items, you can compare them. Okay, so make sure you've got lots of different items, some variety, so different lengths, different things of different lengths, so you can compare them at home. If you do not have a ruler at home or a measuring tape at home, then you are going to pause the video on the next slide, and there's an image of a ruler on the next slide that you can use. Okay, so you can measure your items, pause the video, measure your items using the ruler, and that way you can still compare your measurements. So here is that ruler. Okay, once you have measured at least 6 objects, so once you've, compared, once you've compared at least 6 objects, you've got 6 different comparisons of measurements, then you can move on to the next task. Okay, have fun year 2, pause the video now please. Okay, well done. Your second task is to order all of the lengths that you found today, just like we practiced yesterday. And you are going to order them from smallest to largest in your book. Okay, so you've got all of your measurements of the items that you have gathered and measured, and I would like you to order them all from smallest to largest in your book. Please make sure you write the unit of measurement. Okay, so if you've got a highlighter that was 5 centimetres, you must put 5 cm. Okay, not just number 5. Okay, well done. Pause the video and have a go ordering from smallest to largest, please. Okay, well done. So our last question of this week in maths then. You've worked really hard this week, year 2, well done. So Mike says the correct order for his items is 12 centimetres, 47 centimetres, 1.5 metres and 1 metre. Explain why he is wrong. So Mike has ordered that, he's got in a bit of a muddle and he's ordered those incorrectly. Why is he wrong? I'd like you to pause the video and think about this question, please. Okay, well done. So Mike is wrong because 12 centimetres and then 47 centimetres is fine. But here, how many centimetres are in a metre? Well done, 100. So here, this would be 100 centimetres. And then this one would be 150 because it's 1.5 metres. So this would be, if these were in centimetres, it should be 12 centimetres, 47 centimetres, then it should be the 1 metre, which is 100 centimetres, and finally then it should be 1.5 metres, which is 150 centimetres. Excellent work today, really good reasoning there, year 2. Have an amazing weekend. Goodbye.